Okay, so this is part four, and this is to talk about another speaker, presenter named Cameron Herold. And Cameron Herold was the man behind 1-800 Got Junk. And I think in Canada, that company was a household name, and which is really interesting considering that it was literally a garbage or junk hauling company, and it became a household name. So Cameron Herold was there, and he's now traveling around the world with his wife. And he shared what the big thing that stood out for me was how he spoke openly about having been diagnosed with ADD and also being bipolar. So, what I noticed is that when he talked about how ADD impacted his life and that as a business owner, I saw myself 1,000%. Even a little with the bipolar. I haven't been diagnosed as being bipolar, but I have been diagnosed with being ADD. In fact, I'm supposed to go back to see a psychiatrist to get another official diagnosis. And it really bothered me because it made me feel like something was wrong with me. And like, why do I have to go to a psychiatrist? I asked my doctor that, and it's basically just to get the diagnoses. But like I said, I was already diagnosed with having ADD. I think it's just about whatever, I don't know. But I really resisted the whole going to a psychiatrist because to me, that's like, and maybe for many of us, it's like, oh, you've got mental health problems. And I feel really fantastic in my life. But what Cameron Herold talked about with ADD was um, basically every quality that he mentioned, I could relate to myself, especially with like interrupting people, speaking out my thoughts that when I have ideas, I just need to talk them out. And he said that can be very problematic with his employees because, think about the company that he's running and all the people he has working under him, and that they are then wanting to act on what they think he's telling them to do. But he's like, often I'm just talking about things, and then later I reflect and go, that was dumb. I don't need that anymore. But he has to tell them, just let me work it out, and when I'm ready to give you what you need to follow up on, I'll let you know. So one thing that I really liked was that seeing this very accomplished person talk openly about their what to many is deemed a challenge, especially where I work as an educator. Many of the students that I work with have been diagnosed with ADD, ADHD, oppositional disorder, all kinds of things. And the thing is that when we get beyond the label of what others think is a problem, people with ADD, we've got so many ideas. There are many amazing entrepreneurs that have been diagnosed with ADD. There were so many people in the audience going, yeah, that's me, that's me. And instead of looking at these things as a problem or labeling ourselves like everyone else, what makes these qualities about ourselves amazing? Even when you think about anxiety, anxiety, you're thinking a lot. You're a planner. You're concerned about things going smoothly. You want to work out the details. If you feel depression, you're holding on to the things that you wish could have been different. You feel deeply and you wish that maybe you could bring a different spin to the things or that you could heal things and make things better. And nobody really wants to be caught up in high anxiety or deep depression. But wherever you are today is exactly where you're meant to be. And I always say that I love the me that. I didn't coin that phrase, but the way that I feel it and the way that I use it is mine. And I want to share that with you as a reminder that wherever you are in this part of your journey, whether you have ADD, bipolar, whatever your thing is, you are more than that label. And if you get to know that part of you and bring that into yourself and give that part of you some love and acceptance, because whatever's coming up for us that we need to kind of feel like we have to stifle down or medicate or change, it's a part of us that just wants to be seen and acknowledged. So why not get to know that aspect of yourself and give it some love and maybe understand what it's trying to teach you before you shove it down? So I embrace my ADD self. I embrace, my talkative, super feeling me. It's who I am today. And I love the me that. So I hope that you can love those aspects of yourself as much as I love mine.